It is my opinion that the Detroit Lions could still use a wide receiver for the 2024 NFL season. Now, we already know, we talked about this at length about the wide receiver position for the Detroit Lions. A lot of you think that Antoine Green is going to take a big step. Dude was a 7th-round pick. I don't know how much to expect of him. I know he was a dog at UNC, but this is the NFL, and he was drafted in the 7th round. So I'm not trying to knock the young man, but we have yet to see anything from him. And with a former Detroit Lion signing with the Houston Texans, Quintez Cephus signs with the Houston Texans, I am starting to think even more than before that Robert Woods could be the odd man out when it comes to the Houston Texans. Now, let me show you something, and I sound like Fire Marshal Bill, shout out, put in the comment section below if you get the reference. We're going to look at the Detroit Lions roster for wide receivers right now and the Houston Texans. This is why I say that the Houston Texans might be about to part with Robert Woods. And Robert Woods would be a great, inexpensive, familiar option for Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions to bring in here to compete for a position at wide receiver. Let me show you why I say that. Noah Brown. Okay, and I think Noah Brown just had shoulder surgery. Just got a push notification. He should be ready for camp. Now, Quintez Cephus is not added to this list. But wait till you find out how many receivers they have. Noah Brown, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. All of those guys are going to be on the team. Xavier Hutchinson, Jadon and Jackson Janke, Johnny Johnson III, John Mechie III. There's a guy right there, but I think he's going to make the team. Steven Sims, Ben Skoranek. They traded for Ben Skoranek. So his likelihood to make the team is high. That's 6 wide receivers right there. 6 of them, okay? So now you got Jared Wayne and Robert Woods, not even including Quintez Cephus. So who could Quintez Cephus potentially push off this list? We've already determined you've got the first 4, then you've got John Mechie, and then Ben Skoranek. In my opinion, the 3 that could be kind of a battle, John Mechie, but I think he sticks with the team. 2nd-round pick, high upside when healthy. Ben Skoranek, they traded for him. That puts us at 6. Robert Woods would be 7. Okay? This is why Robert Woods would be the odd man out, in my opinion. Now, if you look at Robert Woods' stats for 2023, he had played 14 games, had 40 receptions, 75 targets for 426 yards. We don't need the dude to play a giant role. We could have him feel that Marvin Jones Jr. role, because Marvin was going to have a season very similar to this. Now, a lot of you guys were like, oh, you know, if we bring in a guy, we're going to take away snaps from J-Mo or targets from J-Mo. That's not going to happen. Amon-Ra is going to get a bunch of targets. Sam Laporta is going to get a bunch of targets. But you got to remember, they might play Sam Laporta a little different because he's not going to creep up on nobody this year. So maybe he doesn't get 90 balls. Maybe he gets 70. Maybe he gets 65. Okay. Maybe he doesn't break the reception record for a tight end, right? So then Jared Goff is going to have to look elsewhere. So now let's look at the Detroit Lions. Let's look and see what ours. So that is 14 wide receivers if you include Quintez Cephus, who is not currently on their roster on their website. Let's look at us. All right. Our wide receivers are as follows. We have Maurice Alexander, Jalen Calhoun, Caden Davis, Darius Fountain, Antoine Green, Tom Kennedy, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Khalif Raymond, Traquan Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Isaiah, and Jamison Williams, no relation. That is 12 wide receivers on our list. Let's say, now, who do I think is going to make? I think Lions, I would prefer them to carry 6, but they carried 5 last year. Out of those 5, we already know who we're talking about. We are talking about the 4 of Jamison Williams, St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Those 4 are there. So who would fill number 5? Antoine Green? Okay, Antoine Green. Who's number 6? Who would number 6 be? Williams, Traquan Smith, Tom Kennedy, Darius Fountain, Caden Davis, Maurice Alexander. I'm going to say, out of all these guys, it would be between Caden Davis and Maurice Alexander. Maurice has value on special teams, which is why he would make the team. All right. But that still leaves us with 5 wideouts. Robert Woods could be a guy to come in here and play wide receiver role number 6 or wide receiver role number 5, and then mentor the young man in Antoine Green, who we may or may not know is ready until we get to training camp. So this is early, but I'm going to ask you a question. What would you feel better with? I'm going to paint the picture, okay? We go into the season with 5 wide receivers, which is what we did last year. Okay, last year, St. Brown, Jamison Williams, well, he was suspended. So St. Brown, Marvin Jones Jr., Khalif Raymond, I think it was Antoine Green. I can't remember what 5 it was. Okay, so let's take this year. This year, which 5 would you prefer? St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Khalif Raymond, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Antoine Green. Or Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Khalif Raymond, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Robert Woods. I'm going with this one. No disrespect to Antoine Green, but I don't know what you are and who you are in the NFL as of yet. Again, training camp will play out and we'll see. And the issue with Robert Woods is Robert might not be cut until the 90-man cuts happen. And that would be a little bit of an issue for the Detroit Lions. The good news is that Robert Woods and Jared Goff share a connection that Josh Reynolds and Jared Goff shared as well. That former playing time. They haven't played together in a long time. And what's crazy about this whole thing is Robert Woods and Josh Reynolds ended up on the Titans. Josh went to the Titans, came here, and I think he was there first. And then during the year after that, Robert Woods goes to the Titans. Then he goes to signs the Texans, a deal with the Texans last offseason, 2 offseasons ago. So let me know. There's an outside chance that John Mechie could be cut. I just don't think, I don't know. It's tough. If he got cut, then obviously we'd have to look at him as well. But then you've got that whole thing. But I don't know because Robert Woods is like 29, 30 or something like that. John Mechie is 24 years old. Why would you cut a second round 24-year-old in favor of a 30-year-old wide receiver? So I think Robert Woods is going to be, especially knowing that they traded for Ben Skoranek as well. So Robert Woods, man, would you take him on the team? Let me know. Which 5 receivers would you prefer? And don't forget, Antoine Green still has a place on the practice squad, so it's not like he disappears. We don't have to cut him. We don't have to, we can cut him when the roster reactions happen or the cut downs and then bring him back to the practice squad. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As you can see, here's something weird, right? Today was all receiver videos. We talked about Isaiah Williams. We talked about Donovan Peoples-Jones, and now we're talking about Robert Woods a week after receiver release to the day. That's crazy. That is completely a coincidence. I did not plan that at all. Want to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers, a viewer. I will definitely shout you out if you watch this video and you want me to shout you out. I just don't want to say your name if you don't want your name out there. But I had an individual reach out to me via email and said that she was going. They couldn't make training camp on the 31st. Now, I have no tickets to training camp outside of my man Jake hooked me up yesterday for the 29th, and this individual could not make it and transferred me the tickets today for the 31st. So I will be there 2 days at least. And if you transfer me a ticket, I'm going. I'm going. I have to, do good by you, do right by you, and go. So unless something comes up in my family that is unexpected, I will definitely be there. So thank you guys so much. I really do have the best community in Detroit Lions camp. Like, for real. There's no greater community than the one that we have on this channel. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Let me know, is Robert Woods the odd man out? Because Quintez Cephus is there too. But, Robert is not going on the practice squad. Quintez could go on the practice squad. Could Quintez Cephus make some noise? Could he push out Ben Skoranek? I don't know. The world may never know until training camp is over.